And welcome back. Joining us on Sunday Sit Down tonight, Matt Michaels of KTGR. Thanks for joining us, Matt. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Natalie. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well. It's a good week, opening day. I'm curious, how did your opening day go? And how does it feel to have baseball back? We have lots of it to talk about tonight.
Well, I guess everybody's thankful to have it feel a little bit like spring and have opening day for the Cardinals Royals across Major League Baseball here. I think that for both the ball clubs, they went in two separate directions, right? The Cardinals really struggled with the Reds this weekend, and the Royals looked pretty good with the exception of today against the Rangers where they kind of fell late. But I think that everybody's just happy we're here. Everybody's happy that the Bigs are playing 162 games. And, of course, the Mizzou Diamond Sports in full swing. So we finally got spring. That's why we're happy.
It feels so good. The weather matches it. You mentioned Mizzou baseball. I do want to start there. Kind of a obviously tough start to the season for them. But I'd love to hear your thoughts, on the last series. Where do you think we're at with Mizzou baseball right about now?
Well, I think it's still a bit of a crossroads, but if you look at the performances that the Tigers put up early in the season where they really were disappointed and they had all these runs against, all these walks and players coming in on free passes, you saw in the final two games this weekend, I think, a lot more of what Steve Beazer had been looking for, which is pitching to meet the moment. And Seth Halverson gave 7 very strong innings in the game on Friday night. And then Zach Hines started things off very well. And Jacob Cush on Saturday really did shut the door on Texas A&M and gave the Tiger offense a chance to come around and put up a crooked number. And those crooked numbers are something that had been so long in coming for the Tigers. But it seems like the offense 1 through 9 this past weekend, when they kind of got hit in the mouth on Thursday night, they responded on Friday and Saturday.
So maybe not quite as bad as a position as some people might think they might be. And one big thing, I was talking to Steve Beazer last night that he mentioned is energy. This series he saw a lot more energy from his team. What have you seen? You're the guy to ask. You're there for all these games. What have you seen energy-wise, maybe a difference in this Texas A&M game?
No, I'd agree that the energy of the club seemed down at times. And when you're in the middle of rough baseball, it's tough to have that energy level up all the time. I give the team credit for responding. Steve Beazer said after Thursday night he felt that Texas A&M came and picked a fight with Missouri. He was very clear about that and addressed it with his team, and then they came out and they showed a bit of fight themselves. They'll have to be able to replicate that, especially in a tough series to come at South Carolina this coming weekend. But I do think we've finally seen maybe a bit of a turn of the corner in that realm. It's really tough when you're in the middle of a losing streak. Bad things seem to happen because bad things seem to happen. And the inverse is true. If good things come around, you can start to build on it. And the Tigers put a bit of pressure on their opponents, saw success. I think that's something they can tap into down the stretch as long as the pitching holds up. And it's taken a while to come around to the place where it was in the final two games this weekend. But I think if they can build upon that and grow it, they've got something cooking.
I do want to touch on softball a little bit. This softball team is blazing quite a trail. I'd love to just hear your overall thoughts on the team this point in the season.
Well, they hit. And I asked Larissa Anderson at the start of the season, Coach, you had this high 800, low 900 on-base plus slugging for your team last season. Do you think that's something you can build upon? And she said, yes. And what they've done is built upon it. It's remarkable. I feel like 1 through 7 in their lineup, every single player is a threat to hit a home run, and I might be shortchanging them. If it's not Hattie Moore, it's Kayla Kessinger, or it's Brooke Wilmus coming on strong. And they still know how to set the table for their teammates. It's not all the long ball, but they can be very, very physical. I feel like they're one of the 3 most physical teams in terms of their offense and extra base hits in the SEC, top to bottom. Arkansas might be number 1 with a former Tiger there, Braxton Burnside. That'll be a very interesting matchup whenever the two teams meet down the road.
Exactly. I might be putting you on the spot a little bit here, but do you have any predictions for this team? How far do you think their bats can take them?
I really do think if they hit the way they're capable of hitting consistently, when the pitching gets more difficult, I think they can play their way into a super. And once you're in a super, you never know. You might be making it to Oklahoma City. The pitching still is a question, and we will have to see it develop and mature as they get into the league season. But anytime you sweep on the road, as they did this past weekend against South Carolina, that makes a statement as well. I still think that in the end, pitching could hold them back, but it's got some chance to really come together. And if the bats stay hot, it will give a lot of cover and a lot of ground for them to improve as well.
Well, keeping with the diamond sports, we obviously mentioned opening day. Cardinals, obviously had a strong start there, but kind of lacking in the last 2 games here. What do you think of the Cardinals start to the season? Got Nolan Arenado, Waino, Yachty all back. So what do you think of the gang coming back here?
Well, they didn't get the very best pitching this weekend, and a little bit surprising that out of the bullpen they didn't get the very best pitching here today. I think that Arenado, obviously, he's had a good offensive start to his season, and he will continue to do that. I think you can't expect more from him than he's given in the past offensively. It could be like Paul Goldschmidt's first year in St. Louis, where it was a fine season, but not up to his lofty standards. It might take a while to settle in, but you can expect the Gold Glove defense over there, and I feel like Cardinals fans will see that over time. I don't think the club has anything to worry about, but as we saw from the Reds this weekend, they weren't going to back down. I think Cincinnati sees St. Louis as its top competition in the Central, and maybe vice versa. So these matchups throughout the course of the year will probably be as intense as we saw this weekend.
Moving on to the Royals now, what do you think of their start to the season? They came out with a lot of firepower. That's one thing I'll say.
I mean, hey, if you give up 5 runs in your first half inning of work of the season and then claw back with 5 of your own the first time you're at the bat, you have some firepower, and I feel like Mike Matheny's club has that. Michael A. Taylor, I mean, who knew out of the weekend he'd be driving in all these runs and having so much success? And Whit Merrifield seems to have the power bat to start the year. Question with the Royals is always going to be the pitching. Will it grow up in time, and will the bats, kind of like Mizzou softball, give enough cover? I feel like the Royals are a team that's going to fight for a wild card to the finish. Their flaws might be exposed as we go along, but they also played against the Texas team this weekend that might be near the bottom of the American League and still has some growing up to do on its own. So I like the early returns. They should be winning the series. The question with the Royals is, when they face the tougher competition in the American League and beyond, can their arms hang in with everybody else? And that's going to be a fun story to follow as we get into the summer months.
Well, we got a lot of baseball to watch ahead of us. It's going to be fun watching both sides of the state, seeing what they do. Well, I appreciate you joining us tonight, Matt. I hope you have a good rest of your evening. For the rest of you guys, we'll be right back.